Hey guys, I'm back again with another one. Those of you who do not know, my name is Talaria Howard, and you're part of Royal Squad. Now, if you've come across this TikTok, okay? So normally I come on here and I'm talking about spiritual things and getting closer to God, and I just allow Him to give me messages to give y'all, things that He blessed me with or He asked me to speak about. I speak on it. But I also cater to the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so at first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make a whole nother TikTok for things that are not spiritual. But then I thought about it and I created this TikTok for the mind, body, soul, and spirit topics. Okay, so yes, I allow God to use me and I have a relationship with Him. Okay, but I also specialize in other things. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and so I also have gifts and things outside of spirituality and spiritual things. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the things of the mind. Okay, so spiritually, on the spiritual front, in the Bible it says, so is a man thinketh, so is he, right? So the way you think actually controls a lot of the way you move, subconsciously or consciously, okay, whether you realize it or not. And you can change the way that you think cognitively, okay? You can change that. And so a lot of the times we want to be in these bigger places and do bigger things, but the only thing that's really stopping us is not even necessarily our work ethic, because we have some go hard people out there. It's the way that we think about ourselves that stop us. It's the way we box ourselves in that stop us. And so I wanted to give you guys some tips, and if you want me to discuss it in further videos, just comment down below and I can go into more detail. But I have several tips that I wanted to give you on what you can do to change your mindset. Number one, first thing you can do is become aware of your mindset, okay? Awareness is key to accepting what you're doing. If you don't even know that you're doing something, you're going to continue to do it. Once you become aware of the negative thoughts, the I can't do that, man, I'm broke. Nobody in my family ain't never did that. Oh, it will be easy to die. It'll be easy. That right there, you're in dangerous territory, and it's so natural because maybe people around you do the same thing. Maybe you will be the first person to be successful. Maybe you don't have the instructions. Maybe you don't have someone modeling that type of behavior before you, but it doesn't mean you cannot be the first and you won't be the first. So the first thing you have to do is change the way that you see yourself. But to do that, you have to become aware, okay? Aware of the way you're thinking about yourself. Then it's time to seek out new ways of being positive. So instead of saying, hey, I'm broke, when you catch yourself talking like that, you say, no, I am not broke. I have money in my bank account, but it just ain't hit it yet. Okay, I have money, it just ain't in my bank account yet. Okay, we don't need to be claiming lack mindsets, okay? Lack and doubt and depression. It leads to depression when you constantly speak those things out into the air, okay? Your words have power. Life and death it is in your tongue, okay? So you want to be mindful of what you're saying and what you're thinking about yourself. After becoming aware, it's important to start seeking out things to help you change that pattern. Because see, you can become aware, but if you don't have anything to replace it, or you're not learning new things to replace it, you're going to continue to do it. So the next step is to change your current patterns, okay? So you may sit there and you might feel like, okay, well, how do I do that? You will begin by changing what you look at, changing your hunger appetite, changing what you like to consume in your eyes and in your ears, what you seeing and what you hearing. Okay, so you may not think nothing is wrong with watching people kill and do crazy stuff and be vulgar and have a lot of doubt. And they have, some of us have a sadistic type of humor and things of that nature. But too much of that in your day-to-day, you become what you're watching and what you're listening to, the type of music you're listening to. You have to be mindful of that, and it's important to start changing some of those things out. If you're the type of person that just feel like you have to have it, well, you should lessen that. So I would encourage you to start following positive people, following people that inspire you and your best self, what you want to do. If you want to be a track star, you don't need to be watching somebody doing basketball, shooting basketball hoops. The important part of it is, okay, yeah, you might like sports, but I would start studying people who are track stars. I would start studying their training routines, and I would begin practicing their training routines. Okay, so you want to be mindful of what you're feeding yourself. The next step, after awareness and changing your appetite, being mindful of what you're eating via eyes and ears, is being mindful of who you are around. Okay, bad company corrupts good morals. So imagine if nobody got no moral. And let's use this on take it away from a spiritual front, but it definitely applies to the natural. If you're around a whole bunch of people who don't see nothing good for themselves, and they talk like they don't see nothing good in themselves, you're going to adapt that way of thinking. If you haven't already. If that's something you have in common with them, it's time to lessen your time with them, and it's time to start being around some people who are more positive. Okay? People who are where you want to be in life. You're a combination of the 5 people you hang around. And if they broke, busted, disgusted, can't be trusted, and everything else, that's what you're going to be. So it's time to adapt a new way of being. And if you say, well, I don't have nobody like that around me, well, it's time to somewhat distance that and isolate yourself to a degree to where you can grow. Okay? Sometimes it takes that for a season. All right? You don't have to be mean or be nasty, but it's time to start looking into you, investing in you. The next step into changing the way that you think, we talked about awareness, we talking about our appetite, we talked about who we are around, our company. The next step again is to become resourceful. All right, you cannot have a lack mindset and expect to receive things. So once you start changing the way you speak about a thing, I would speak positive things, as in, hey, I am going to look up people who I aspire to be like. When you continue to say that, do it. Become a person of action. Become resourceful. Okay, so if you set the intention that you're going to be resourceful, you'll become resourceful. You know, you might not have people around you who are like you, but you can definitely, this is 2025, look up people, okay? Look up a mentor, look up a therapist, look up some people that can help you get where you need to go. You can look up videos, you can comment and ask questions, you can be observant and watch someone that's close by or nearby and what they do. And people who are actually giving you information, it's important to listen in that time, because that's a part of being resourceful. And then once you listen, you work on applying it to your life. After becoming resourceful, it's important to apply. Okay? Once you've done those things, a combination of the things we've talked about, becoming aware, watching your appetite via eyes and ears, your company that you keep, okay, becoming resourceful, okay, changing the way that you speak, you then will start to be able to change the way that you interact cognitively in your mind. Okay, I hope this helps, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.